Welcome to your first session. How are you today?
Good.
So since this is your first session, I want to go over a confidentiality agreement. This is an agreement that I will uphold. First I'll start off, I guess, with the definition of it. The definition of confidentiality is an agreement between the two of us, the patient and the therapist, that states the information reported by you will not be shared with anyone else. There are limits to this, which are like a court order, meaning that the information is subpoenaed. In that case, I do need to give up the information, or you are at risk of harming others or yourself, or there is a chance of abuse to a vulnerable person, such as a child or an elderly person. The only other way the information can get shared is through a release of information that will be a written permission from you saying that I have the right to share this information with anyone else. Do you understand the terms?
Yeah.
I guess we can go ahead and start the session now. First, I would like to talk about, I guess, like a positive event that has gone on recently.
Recently, this past week, I'm an orientation leader, and we just had our first session of orientation, and I thought it was going to be really scary, but it was actually really, really fun. So I was really excited about that.
And as an orientation leader, what do you do?
So it's a lot of different things, but the main part was getting the new freshmen accustomed to the traditions at SFA and finding different orgs that they might want to join, and then getting them registered for classes for the fall.
So when you say that's fun, you find I guess, getting them ready for the tradition and getting ready for the fall, you consider that as fun?
Yeah, because I think it's fun to help other people, and it's just really scary as a freshman, but having, I think, old orientation leaders that are around their age is more fun instead of way older adults talking at them,
And how do you see this, I guess, as a positive event?
I think because the way I am, I really enjoy helping. So anytime I get an opportunity to do that, it's just gonna be, it's good to me. I think I was scared at first, but the reason why I'm super happy about it is because I didn't let my fear get a hold of me. I was just there.
Now I guess we'll talk about a negative event. What would you consider something negative or it's difficult that has happened recently?
Going back to orientation, at the end of every session, we have a wrap-up meeting, and the supervisor talks about things that we need to change. And one of the things was a lot of the orientation leaders didn't know where some buildings were, and he told us that we needed to be retrained on it. And the thing is, we had training, but we weren't trained on where buildings were or where colleges were or what other people's majors fell under in each college.
Mm-hmm.
So we were I felt very confused because I didn't think I don't think he understood that the people under him didn't train us on that.
And so there's a lot of confusion. What I hear you saying is a lot of confusion and frustration as to the amount of instructions that were given in the beginning.
Right.
And you can't, I guess, be required to follow through if you don't necessarily know what you're following through on.
Right.
Okay. What is something that you think would benefit, I guess, you, so you don't get frustrated next time something happens, if you do orientation again?
I guess I would just have to talk to him afterwards, after the meeting, so he understands that that wasn't on us, that we didn't know where things were. But if it's even if it's not about training, I think that if it's something that there was a misunderstanding, then I should just go and talk to them instead of I did kind of keep it to myself. I was mad.
Keeping it to yourself will just kind of make you a little more frustrated. Okay. Well, that's the end of our first session.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah.